I thought Claire was my friend, my mentor even. But behind her smile, she was quietly plotting to ruin my career, and I didn't even suspect a thing. I'm Sophie, 27, living in London. I work in the marketing sector, and I've always believed in networking and mutual support. When someone appears genuinely encouraging, I trust them. That's how I met Claire. She had been my close friend and mentor for years, always ready with career advice, connections, and guidance. When I applied for a senior role at a top agency, Claire volunteered to act as a reference. I felt relieved and excited. Her endorsement seemed like a guarantee. Weeks passed, and I hadn't heard back from the company. When I followed up, HR mentioned concerns raised during reference checks. My stomach dropped. Claire? Could she? Then whispers from colleagues began surfacing. Claire had been quietly spreading rumors about my professionalism, reliability, and even personal character. The supportive friend I trusted had been actively sabotaging my career. The betrayal hit like a punch. Someone I confided in, someone I looked up to, had weaponized my trust for reasons I couldn't yet fully understand. It wasn't just personal. It could destroy my professional future. I knew confronting Claire directly could backfire. She was articulate, persuasive, and could twist the story, making me seem paranoid. I needed proof, strategy, and a trap. Months of planning would be necessary to expose her lies and reclaim my reputation. If Claire thought she could ruin my career and walk away unscathed, she was about to learn that sabotage comes with consequences. And I had the perfect plan ready. After the initial shock of betrayal, I knew I couldn't act impulsively. Claire had destroyed my job prospects by spreading lies, but confronting her directly without preparation would be disastrous. She was persuasive, charming, and could manipulate anyone into doubting me. I needed evidence, witnesses, and a foolproof strategy. I began by documenting everything. Emails where she disparaged me to colleagues, screenshots of messages where she twisted my achievements into failures, testimonies from friends and colleagues who had overheard her spreading misinformation. I also started creating a fake job opportunity, a high-profile role at a reputable London agency. I enlisted a trusted colleague to pose as the hiring manager. The goal: bait Claire into providing references and repeating her lies, but this time in a controlled environment where every word would be recorded. It felt both thrilling and nerve-wracking. Months of stress, anxiety, and professional sabotage had led to this moment. I had to remain calm and collected, even as my heart pounded at the thought of finally exposing her. Claire had no idea what I was planning. She continued to contact mutual friends and colleagues, subtly reinforcing her false narrative. I allowed her to do so, taking screenshots and audio recordings to build an airtight case. Every lie she told added weight to the eventual revelation. To further trap her, I tested her behavior. I sent messages with deliberately misleading information about my availability, projects, and deadlines, information that only she had access to. Within hours, her responses confirmed she had repeated these distortions to others. Each confirmation became another piece of irrefutable evidence. Claire would soon believe she was helping sabotage me again, while in reality, she was walking straight into my trap. Timing would be critical. The live confrontation had to be perfectly orchestrated to ensure everyone saw the full scope of her deceit. The day of the staged job reference call arrived. I had invited Claire under the pretext of helping me secure another opportunity, and the hiring manager, a trusted colleague, was ready to record everything. Claire was as charming as ever, projecting the supportive, professional persona she knew everyone admired. I had to play along, pretending to rely on her endorsement. Every interaction, every prompt I gave, was calculated to encourage her to repeat her sabotage. My heart raced, but I remained calm on camera, masking the excitement bubbling inside. The call began casually. We discussed my qualifications and work experience. Claire immediately started spreading lies. I was unreliable, difficult to work with, and sometimes overly dramatic. I remained silent, letting her talk while my colleague subtly recorded each false statement. The first proof was undeniable. Claire's tone, her exact words, and the casual way she mocked my professionalism, all captured on record. It was surreal and satisfying. Months of anxiety, missed opportunities, and whispered rumors were finally met with evidence. Every lie she had used to undermine me now worked against her. The betrayal I had endured was palpable for everyone witnessing the call. Next, my colleague asked for examples to back up her claims. Claire scrambled, inventing scenarios, while I discreetly shared emails and screenshots with the hiring manager, disproving every fabricated story. Her confidence faltered. The more she spoke, the more the evidence exposed her lies. Friends and colleagues observing the call started exchanging glances, realizing the extent of her manipulation. Then came the final blow. My colleague revealed the pre-recorded evidence, messages where Claire had explicitly bad-mouthed me to other colleagues, emails proving she had twisted private conversations into negative narratives, and audio recordings of her mocking me. Claire froze. The charm, the charisma, the supportive mask all vanished instantly. She tried to defend herself, gaslighting and claiming I was exaggerating, but every argument was countered with time-stamped, irrefutable proof. Even as she stammered, I knew the climax was near. The exposure wasn't just about humiliating her. It was about ensuring she could never sabotage anyone again. The next steps would cement her downfall completely, and there was no escape. Claire's web of lies had collapsed. Her attempts at manipulation were exposed live, in front of everyone who mattered. Months of betrayal, anxiety, and lost opportunities were finally countered by strategic planning, patience, and evidence. The friend who had tried to ruin my career was now powerless, and the stage was set for the final act of justice. She thought she could destroy me again, but the moment had come when every lie, every whisper, and every betrayal would come crashing down, live with witnesses. After the initial confrontation on the call, Claire tried to recover. She smiled, attempted explanations, and tried to spin her version of events. But her words were hollow. The evidence I had collected was airtight. Screenshots, emails, voice recordings, and even prearranged test references that captured her lies in real time. She realized too late that she had walked straight into my trap. Every attempt to gaslight or manipulate the conversation now worked against her. I slowly revealed another layer. Emails and messages where Claire had deliberately twisted private conversations, making it seem like I had been unprofessional or unreliable. The hiring manager displayed them on screen, time-stamped and cross-referenced. Friends, colleagues, and even her previous collaborators watching the call gasped. Every lie she had told over months of sabotage was now exposed, perfectly documented and undeniable. The satisfaction was immense, not just for me, but for anyone who has ever been undermined by someone they trusted. Months of anxiety, lost opportunities, and whispered slanders were met with justice. It wasn't about revenge for revenge's sake. It was about reclaiming dignity, control, and peace of mind. The final revelation was the most devastating for Claire. I shared a recorded conversation where she laughed about intentionally sabotaging my career and discussed how she enjoyed watching me struggle. The reaction was immediate. Colleagues stared in disbelief. Mutual contacts shook their heads. Her professional credibility, built over years, had crumbled in minutes. She had no allies left, no mask to hide behind, and no way to spin the narrative. Claire's stammered excuses were met with pointed questions and further evidence. Every attempt to salvage her reputation failed spectacularly. For the first time, I saw the true cost of betrayal, the power she had abused for months, evaporating in real time. By the end of the call, Claire was speechless, humiliated, and fully exposed. The friend who had tried to sabotage me was defeated, her lies publicly unraveled, and her credibility destroyed. I felt relief, validation, and a deep sense of justice. Months of manipulation, betrayal, and stress had culminated in this moment of triumph. I had not only protected my career, but ensured she could never harm anyone else in the same way. The strategic patience, careful planning, and evidence gathering had paid off beyond what I imagined. True revenge isn't about anger. It's about preparation, precision, and reclaiming control. Claire had underestimated me, and her deception had been turned against her in the most satisfying way possible. The lesson: when someone tries to sabotage you, the right combination of patience and strategy can turn the tables completely. Some people hide behind mentorship, charm, and friendliness, but deceit always leaves traces. And when those traces are uncovered, the consequences are unavoidable and unforgettable. She was gone from my life, humiliated and exposed, but the hardest part wasn't revenge. It was picking up the pieces and reclaiming my career, my trust, and my confidence. The day after Claire's exposure, the professional world seemed quieter. But the impact of her betrayal lingered. I realized that months of manipulation had left emotional scars, self-doubt, anxiety, and a cautiousness I had never experienced before. Even though justice had been served, I had to focus on rebuilding my confidence and reclaiming my career trajectory. Colleagues who had witnessed the confrontation reached out, offering support and reassurance. Their reactions reminded me that while Claire's lies had temporarily undermined me, the truth always prevails when backed by evidence. I revisited the recordings and emails one last time, not to relive anger, but to internalize the lesson. Preparation and vigilance are key. Each piece of evidence had told a story of betrayal and deception, but also one of resilience and foresight. Even after Claire's exposure, there were subtle attempts from her network to question the events. However, with meticulous records, colleagues and friends had no doubt about her deceit. I remained cautious, sharing my story selectively and ensuring I had support in place. The danger of future manipulation was neutralized. By consolidating my records and sharing them strategically, I not only secured my own reputation, but protected others from similar sabotage. The exposure became a cautionary tale in my professional circle. Manipulation can be uncovered, and truth always prevails. Slowly, I rebuilt my career. Opportunities I had lost before returned, now unhindered by Claire's lies. Trust with colleagues deepened because they saw my professionalism, resilience, and integrity firsthand. The emotional weight lifted, replaced with confidence and empowerment. True victory over betrayal comes in two forms: exposing the deceiver and reclaiming your own life. Revenge may satisfy the immediate injustice, but lasting power comes from resilience, preparation, and the ability to rise above manipulation. I emerged stronger, wiser, and more cautious, but also more confident in my ability to navigate both friendships and professional relationships. Some people wear the mask of mentorship, friendship, or support, but deceit always leaves traces. And when those traces are uncovered, the consequences aren't just temporary, they're unforgettable. For anyone watching, protect your trust, document carefully, and remember that strategy is the ultimate form of justice.
Thank you for being here. If you enjoyed this, go watch the one of the left and don't forget to hit like and subscribe to the channel for more tales of triumph over injustice and a saga of ultimate revenge.